In the spirit of the classic road movie, a genre of films about adventure travel, a Canadian youth comedy is presented. Nick and his friends go to his girlfriend in New York for a music festival to propose to her. But on the way, something happens that he did not expect at all. At the beginning of the movie, the director shows us a party of young people celebrating their high school graduation. Nick, one of the main characters of the movie, is studying to become a lawyer at the university. He meets up with his friends Tyler and Dime, who have decided to get him drunk. They saw a condom in his pocket and gave him advice on how to engage in romantic activities with girls. Lenny, a renowned music producer, meets a girl named Trish, whom Nick is in love with. He offers collaboration, and she promises to call back. Later, at the party, Trish meets Nick, and they decide to just have sex. Nick is going to visit his parents, who live at the beach. Trish comes to them. She's come to say goodbye because she's flying off to another city for the whole summer with the producer Lenny. Nick misses his girlfriend while his friends are out surfing. Nick's parents decided to invite a prostitute for him so that she could seduce him and he could relax. Nick gets angry and says that he already has a girlfriend, but it turns out that she went to a music festival with the producer who takes payment in the form of intimate services, and most likely, she will cheat on him with that producer. Nick's friends invite him to a party, but he says he can't go with them because he's leaving to be with his girlfriend in Toronto. There, he wants to propose to Trish. His friends don't approve of his decision. Nick's parents accompany him on the road. Tyler and Dime come to visit them with a box of beer. Everyone decided to have a good drink and relax. Nick wakes up in the minibus, traveling to Toronto with his friends. They first suggest stopping in a town to have fun with some girls before Nick gets married. The guys tell him that it's his own fault for drinking too much last night. As a result, he missed the plane. The girls Sasha and Jill want to catch a passing car. Our heroes decide to pick them up. And only Nick is constantly dissatisfied with everything. In reality, Nick's parents don't really like his girlfriend. They decide to hire a private detective named Emil. His task is to make sure that Nick doesn't reach Toronto. The group of our friends decided to stop at a camping site in the forest. While sitting by the campfire, the guys accidentally set the girl's tent on fire. Nick tries to put out the fire, but the fire extinguisher is empty. Our heroes continue their journey. On the way, they are stopped by a police officer who turns out to be the detective hired by Nick's parent. The detective found illegal substances with them. In order to prevent him from taking them to jail, the guys have to give him a bribe. In the morning, the girls decided to take turns swimming in the lake. While Tyler and Dime ran off to the lake to spy on Jill swimming naked, Nick was left alone with Sasha. Soon, they go to the van and see through the window that the detective is pouring sugar into the gas tank. Detective Emil runs into the woods, but Sasha and Nick couldn't catch up with him. But they manage to find his car. Sasha breaks the glass, and the guys realize that he was simply dressed up in a police uniform. The detective didn't manage to pour sugar into the gas tank, and the guys were able to continue their journey. He decides to follow them, but he can't because Sasha and Nick have used a chain to tie his car to a tree. On the way, it turns out that they don't have any money at all. On the way, they come across an amusement park. Sasha and Nick continue to spend time together. Tyler and Jill manage to earn money on the attractions. Tyler became a pink rabbit that people shot paintball balls at. And Jill took a few dips in the pool. The detective changes into a road worker's outfit. He notices a minibus on the road with our heroes. The detective is holding a stop sign and a detour sign in his hands. The minibus of our group gets hit by a train, but everyone manages to escape. The detective concludes that all the guys have died. The friends find a cornfield and decide to have a little snack. They are found by the owner of the field, Joseph, who points a rifle at them. Nick says that he and his friends got hit by a train when they drove onto the railroad tracks. The farmer lowers the rifle and decides to invite everyone to have lunch at his place. The only thing Joseph asks for is not to touch his virgin daughter. Tyler wants to make a joke about it, but Joseph doesn't like the idea. Libby, Joseph's wife, invites their daughter Josephine to the dining table, who turns out to be a stunning blonde with a model-like appearance. When Tyler finally tells a joke about a farmer, Josephine sneakily crawls under the table, and she starts doing various things there. First for Dime, and then for Jill. Since they were moaning loudly, the farmer thinks they are possessed by demons, and he kicks the entire group out of his house. Emil calls Nick's parents and tells them that Nick didn't manage to reach Toronto. Nick and his friends decide to go into a bar. There is a competition for the best musician who must sing on stage. The winner will receive $300. Sasha plays the guitar, and everyone applauds her loudly. At the bar counter, the drunk Emil is asleep and doesn't notice Tyler, who wants to talk to him. Emil doesn't wake up immediately and sees the whole group, which he thought had been hit by a train. The detective catches up with all the guys, but Sasha tells him to stay away from them. Everyone goes to their rooms to sleep for the night. Nick and Sasha have sex. Dime and Jill failed. Unfortunately, Tyler was not at all lucky. Some women do something with it. All the guys catch up with the slowly moving train and jump into it. They give the train conductor beer and money to take them to Toronto. Nick and Sasha discuss their relationship, and then they have an argument. Nick says he's going to marry another girl, and Sasha leaves. The train conductor didn't wake up the guys when the train passed through Toronto. They arrived in Montreal. With the money they had left, the group goes to a bar once again. Due to not having enough money to pay at the bar, they get kicked out onto the street. On the street, they encounter a musical band that is supposed to fly to a music festival in Toronto. The musicians decide to take our group with them. While on the plane, they watch a live broadcast of the festival on TV, and there they see Trish and Lenny hugging. Meanwhile, Avril Lavigne is performing on stage. Nick finds his girlfriend Trish at the festival. Tyler is on an adventure again. For some reason, a banana is shoved into his mouth, and Avril Lavigne pours water over it. Lenny accidentally met Sasha and invites her to get to know each other better. When Nick and Trish are kissing, they are noticed by Sasha, and she decides to leave the festival. Nick decides to break up with Trish and tells her that he cheated on her. In response to this confession, he receives a kick. It turns out Trish holds a black belt in Taekwondo. Detective Emil finds Nick and tells him to forget about Trish and not to marry her. Nick says he loves Sasha and is no longer interested in Trish. Dime and Jill got involved in various tasks related to setting up the musical columns, but later Dime fell onto the stage naked. The company of our heroes hijacks Emil's car and leaves the festival. Sasha returns to her parents' cafe to work. After some time, friends came to visit her. At the pier, they are greeted by Sasha's brothers, and Nick ends up receiving a punch in the face from them. After that, he jumps into the water and swims to Sasha on the other shore, asking for forgiveness for having left her. Having reached her workplace, he tells her that he fell in love with her at first sight and deeply regrets letting her slip away. Nick asks for a second chance, and Sasha forgives him. And that's where the movie ends. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again.